Okay. I kind of knew that people would have a hissy fit. And look I'm filming this on a D750. I've got a D750. It's kind of like when you say there's a new hot chick in the room, and that means that the girl that you're dating is all of a sudden a lot uglier, and then you get pissed, and then you get defensive, and then you go into denial. People with the D750, and I am a person with D750. I was never hot on the D750. I mean, my pair of Nikon D810 smokes the D750 all day long. Smokes it! Didn't smoke it for low light, sports, action, or wildlife. But comparatively, and I noticed the people that are bitching about me downriding the Nikon D750 are those that had not tried the D500. This camera is friggin' incredible. Now, it is obviously and logically so not comparable, and insofar as that, yay, it's a 20.8 megapixel sensor. It doesn't have an AA filter. The Nikon D750 does. AA filter just sucks. Flat out, period. AA filter sucks. Secondly, obviously, it's a DX crop sensor versus a full frame. D750 is kind of a jack of all trades, but it's master of nothing. D810 is king of portraiture. It's king of landscape all day long over the D750. Period, flat out, balls out, there's no question. Everything else, sports, action, wildlife, it is a D500. I have said many times that twice a year I would have to make a video like the video that I made yesterday stating that, hey, there's a new fat chick in the room in the party where all the rest of the DSLRs are, and there would be contrast thrown on everything that exists. I'm not saying that I've never told anybody, never told anybody, ditch your camera, go sell this and go buy that. I'm not telling anybody to do that. The performance of the D750 when something else new comes out doesn't change. The point being is what's the best damn value? And here's the facts. Sports, action, wildlife, the D500 just stomps on the balls of the D750 all day long. Just pounds it. Boom! Secondly, here, what is it? June, July, August. Here in about 3.5 months, Nikon's going to announce the Nikon D850. Okay? And I know for a fact, unless Nikon had a total lobotomy and they went full on retard, that it's going to have the same characteristics as the D500. There's just no question. There is no question that that is not going to happen, because it will happen. And when that happens, the D750 that I own and that I'm filming this on is going to look like the cross-eyed, ugly stepchild of, a circus freak and, a freckle-faced ginger. I mean, it's going to, it's going to like, oh, yeah. God, I'm glad I got rid of that D750. I mean, it is. The value of it, the contrast of what, obviously the D850 or whatever it is they're going to call it is probably going to be $3,000 to $3,300. It's not going to be cheap. But my God, I know it's going to have the same qualities as the D500 in full frame. It'll probably be 47 to 51 it should be 47 megapixels. It could be up to 50 megapixels. But it will just blow the D750 away. There's just flat out no argument. It'll even blow the Nikon D810 away, and I got 2 of those. Nikon D810 is still incredible, but it is going to be overthrown. So I'm in the same boat as everybody else. I'm not telling anybody to sell your stuff and go buy this. I'm not. I'm saying, and I've said this for months now, that twice a year Nikon's going to roll out something new, and that doesn't mean you should go buy it. Gear acquisition, that's what everybody's accused me of. You got to buy new crap. Because that fat, tattooed, bald asshole said, it's awesome. Well, it is awesome, but I'm not saying sell anything you got. I'm saying that if right now you don't own one, this is the point of the video that I made yesterday, and it like went whoosh, right over top of everybody's head. That if you are saving up for a D750, they're going to roll out something awesome here in 3 months. It's going to be announced. It's not going to roll out. I mean, it'll roll out maybe a month or so after that. D850, D820, whatever they're going to call it. And it's going to make the D750 look like, hammered poo. I mean, the D750 already looks like hammered poo, even though this is a crop sensor camera. The performance on sports, action, this makes the D750 look like hammered poo. And anybody else that wants to argue that point, I guarantee you've never picked it up or used the thing. You haven't. Because, you can't say that it isn't, because it damn well is. Okay? Now here's another point, and nobody else seems to get this fact, okay? Why am I getting rid of the D750? It's as good as it ever was when this came out. or even when the Nikon D850 comes out. Why am I holding on to old cameras? Well, the reason I'm not holding on to the D750 is because it's master at nothing. But I am holding on to some really old cameras. The D7100, not that old. The D3 and the D700. Why? Because there's nothing that's going to roll out that's going to rock those, off the boat. The D3 is a beast. It is just, it's an abominable beast. It's indestructible. It's incredible. That 2008 release camera is made in Japan. It is just tougher than woodpecker lips. I'm never going to get rid of it, and I got more than one. D700 is the same thing. D7100 is an incredible value. Even when the Nikon D850 or whatever they call it, it's going to roll out here in August and September, the D7100 is still going to sit on a throne. I know this for a fact. I'm never going to have to backtrack on this. For $400 to $500, depending on where you buy it from and who the hell you buy it from, the D7100 is incredible. The price, the value, what it is, incredible. Period. I mean, get a camera like that for $400 or $500, forget about it. Okay? It's $2,000. This is a lot of money. This camera ain't cheap. But that's not even including the vertical grip. What you got sitting here, not including the lens, is $2,500. Yeah. So my point is also you don't want to buy a gray market D750. I already told you the gray market D750s, nearly all of them, but not all of them, are problems. I don't have a problem buying gray market cameras. There aren't any gray market D500s yet. Gray market D810s ain't no problem. Well, I'm going to talk about the D750s, but the D750 gray markets, they got a problem. They're old European and Asian rejects, most of them are, that have had issues that are still under recall, or they were never fixed to begin with for the flare issue on the autofocus sensor bay, and that's no bueno. It's like, well, I can grab a gray market D750 for $1,500. Well, that's good, but there's no way I would ever tell anybody to do that. But I'm also not telling anybody to sell anything. My point is that if you're saving your pennies right now for D750, don't buy it. Don't buy a D750 right now. If you got one, fine. I've got one right now, okay? My D810s also are going to have their butt stomped when the D850 comes out. It's not going to be any worse when it comes out, but I mean, comparatively, you're going to start sticking a hot chick next to an okay looking chick, and the okay chick is going to look like a dog. Woof! Woof! And that's how the Nikon D750 looks, right? I mean, I know what's going to happen, okay? If you're saving your pennies for D750, don't buy it. Don't buy a gray market D750. These are logical reasons why, like I said, and I've got a lot of heat from people like, you got gear acquisition. No, I don't. I'm trying to save people money. If you got a camera right now, and you're saving your pennies, my point is there's a lot of things you could buy right now. If you want a full frame camera, fine. Go buy a used one, a used D750, an incredible. Don't buy a D750 right now. Wait. If you can wait 3 months, okay, then the D750 price is going to go like this, okay? Because when the specs come out on the D850, and I know what they'll be, plus or minus 5 or 10% of the Nikon D500, excuse me, except in full frame, the D750 is going to look like a pooch, a woofer. I mean, it already looks that way on the and this is a crop sensor camera. Forget about crop sensor camera, okay? Performance, low light, action, sports, the D500 just stomps on the ass of the D750. I know one's a full frame. I know one's a DX crop sensor camera. Okay, I get that. I've made many videos about the advantages of full frame cameras. Yeah. You think I got gear acquisition syndrome because I got a bunch of lenses and cameras? No, I don't. When I was on vacation for 3 weeks, man, I was out there hoofing, and I was out there sweating my butt taking pictures. I wasn't sitting inside the hotel room or inside my house in Florida with my new camera going, oh, I love you so much. You're so beautiful. You're sitting there kissing and stroking my camera. I was out there taking pictures with the damn thing, okay? So stop accusing me of gear. I don't own cameras to own, oh, I got the latest toy. Oh, God, I love you so much. Screw that nonsense. I own them to take pictures. I love to take pictures. I love messing with pictures, editing. I don't love editing so much. Well, sometimes I do. But it's not about the gear, damn it. Okay? It's a tool, Some people actually collect tools and they cherish their tools. Some people collect old tools, and that's fine. If that's what you love, that's what floats your boat, that's what waxes your cucumber, fine. Other people like good tools because it helps them build good stuff, if they've got the skills to use it, of course. I do have the skills. When anybody thinks, well, I only see you talking about gear. I don't see you taking pictures. Well, I can take pictures, baby. I haven't upset anybody in 20 years on a paid gig. I've been out on gigs for a lot of other photographers. I'm hoofing it 5 times better than them. I mean, they're sitting there scratching their... The last photo shoot I was on, I mean, I couldn't believe the photographers standing around sitting there picking their butts, you know, and looking at their nails like a chick with a new manicure. I mean, I was actually hoofing it. And I was sweating, too. Of course, I'm out of shape, but I mean, I was hoofing it better than they were. So the point being is that everybody that's butthurt about my comments about the D750, I'm in the same boat as you are. My point is to save people money. If someone's saving their pennies for a new D750, hold off. If you want to piss your money away and you got your heart set on a D750, you know, I don't make a penny either way. Go buy it if that's what makes you happy. You know? I'm just trying to get you the best value for your buck. Okay? Trying to save you money. If you could hold off a few months, hold off. I've got valid, logical, empirical reasoning why, at this point in time, until the D850 is announced, and also why you shouldn't buy a gray market D750, don't buy a D750 right now. But do whatever you want, okay? But my reasoning and my points are valid. They're not personal, they're not subjective, they're empirical, they're factual, they're logical, and they're correct. Okay? Thanks, bye. Someone's always got to piss and moan about something.